often get the question, how do you select
Yeah.
the nonprofits that you decide to work with? And I have to say it's really based on relationship.
Sure.
So I'm never going to just Google, an organization in a place because I need one. In
Right.
fact, I recently got a request for a trip to Thailand. And I was like, well, that's great, but we don't have a partner in Thailand. So maybe someday, we'll go that direction. But with every destination that we have, it's always started with a do-good partnership.
Sure.
And that partnership is built out of relationship.
Yeah.
And so understanding the work they do, that transparency, knowing that people on the ground have vouched for the authenticity of their work is really, really important. So I put forth these organizations with a great deal of
it's important to you.
Yeah, it is important to me, and I don't wonder if they're doing. I really feel confident.
Yeah.
That they are doing good work.
Yeah.
And so that's first of all, that's really important. And as far as generosity with dignity, something that we've come to know, I think we all have come to know, is that the best type of generosity is that empowers people. So instead of handouts, instead of things that keep people in a perpetual cycle of I'm the person in need and you're the person who has what I need. Instead, we want to be looking for initiatives to support that are actually empowering people because they have skills.
Yes.
They have ability. Often what they lack is opportunity. So what kind of organizations are out there? And I love education as a great example because education does have the power to break generational cycles of poverty.
Definitely.
And the artisan partnerships are also super important because what people need are jobs. And so if they can learn a trade and they can provide a benefit to their community in this way, then it helps them earn an income. And there's lots and lots of examples of that. But those are our favorite ways of empowering local people to look for dignified ways of bringing opportunity. And we're not bringing the opportunity.
Yeah.
we are partnering with those who are already present in those communities who are doing this good work.
Yes.
And we're just coming alongside as learners, ready to contribute in ways that they determine are meaningful. Again, we're not walking in with our agenda and saying, here we are, we're ready to help. And
we know better than you.
Exactly. Here's how we are going to help. No,
Exactly.
It's like, here we are to learn and let us know, are there ways that we can help? And
definitely.
and there's lots of different ways to do that.
Yes. That's like a perfect summation of, again, my hope for this series is how can we view others as just as capable of someone in the West.
Right.
Like correcting that understanding is so important to me. And I think that you guys are doing a great job in modeling that.
It's very important because if all you do to come to your conclusions about why we have what we have and why others don't have what they have is because, you look around and you see, oh, well, our success or things are going well or whatever, then you're missing the whole point because really people who are struggling all over the world, it's because they have been oppressed and exploited by somebody else. And it's a false narrative if we look at that and we say that you're in a position that's different than mine because you didn't work as hard as I did, or it's we won the birth lottery, and we are very privileged to have what we have and the opportunities we have. And even for girls around the world, girls are faced with unbelievable injustices all over the world, from lack of the ability to have education or agency over their own bodies, and this is something that we don't even have to think about. Again, it's really important that we change our perspectives, and travel allows us to do that. Because when we go and we sit and listen, we learn so much more. And it's hard when you first show up in a place that is very different from where you come from. It's hard to take off your lenses of your whole worldview, your perspective on how life works, and to learn something new. Travel is the opportunity to do that.
Yeah. And one more thing I will add is how fun it is to see the relationships amongst, like, you're talking about the relationships with your global partners, but in just doing this season, I've seen relationships between global partners with each other. Like I found out that one of my guests knows another one of my guests, it just because of the industry that they're in. They're in global artisan products. And so they have similar vendors, they have similar businesses that they work with too. And so seeing their relationship together is also so special because they're similar. Like they're in the same field, just like we would have a connection with Esta. They have a connection with somebody else. And so it's so fun to see also their relationships with each other and what they gain from each other as well in that industry. I'm sure they find it comforting to say like, I'm going through this. I need help from someone not in the West, but who can I reach out to that's going through maybe a similar cultural or like trade issue. You know, I'm sure that's so helpful for them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, that makes me think of a woman I was just with in Sri Lanka. She is such a dear and she has a small hotel and she saw a need in her community. It's in a fishing village. And a lot of the women in the village, their husbands and fathers and brothers are the fishermen, but the women don't have work.
Okay.
And so she started a small little workshop in the back of the hotel where they're actually making the bed coverings and the lampshades and cards and art and robes. I mean, all kinds of wonderful things. And they're using them there at the hotel. And they're also have a small gift shop where they're selling these things. But she's trying to figure out how to go to the next step. If she wants to continue to grow and provide opportunities for these women, she's going to have to continue to grow. And so I have the treat, the rare opportunity of saying, I know who to connect you to because I've seen other people that are maybe 1, 2, 3, or 10 steps down the road from where you're at. And so there is so much power in connection. We can learn so much from each other.
Definitely. Well, speaking of generosity, Travel on Purpose donates 100% of profits to nonprofit partners. So why did you choose that model and what kind of impact have you seen both for the organization and for the travelers since they know that going into these trips as well?
Yeah. So, when I started 5 years ago, I had just stopped working and I turned 50 that year and I was like, okay, what's next for me? And kind of dreaming about, what might be next. And I have to say that Travel on Purpose is a passion project.
Okay.
It's, I wasn't looking for the next job. I was looking for something purposeful. And I am very fortunate to be in a position where I don't have to, put food on the table.
Sure.
Something my husband has always told our boys is, what are you good at? What are you passionate about? How are you going to use that for good in the world? And so I just thought, passionate about travel. I'm passionate about connecting people. I've got an idea. Let's see if it'll work. And, once all the bills are paid, and there's bills, with having a business, but once all the bills are paid, I want to be able to be as generous as possible and give everything else away. And so that's what we do. And as far as our trips go, every trip has a profit margin and they're not all exactly the same because, for a variety of reasons, but every trip has a profit margin. And so what a joy it is to be able to, when the trip comes to a close, and the book's closed, to say, okay, this was the profit margin on this trip and we get to give it away. Wow. And so our organizations that we just spent time with, get to be the recipients of that. And, and then also sometimes we hold some of it back and we may use it for, let's say, a need that we're aware of that one of our partners from another country, maybe a country that we won't be visiting that year, has need for. And I think that our travelers enjoy knowing that their trip, just by signing up for a trip and going on a trip, they're doing good.
Yeah.
They don't need to give a penny on the trip because they already have through signing up and going. Now, of course, if they see something that they want to get involved in and they want to further fund some need that they see, of course, that opportunity is available to them. And sometimes people do, sometimes they don't. There's no expectation.
Sure.
But it's just a cycle of generosity, honestly. Generosity breeds more generosity. And I find that people come together just excited about making the world a better place.
Yeah. What an amazing mission. I mean, who could have thought it'd be so easy to impact lives and be able to experience something amazing, learn for yourself, but then also know like, I did did something really good. I mean, again, like that's hopefully the kickstart into being like, yes, let's keep doing good things.
Yeah.
But if that's the first step in someone who's never done something like that before, how easy is it to be like, I just did something really good. And I learned something.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a great opportunity for everyone involved.
It is.